Good afternoon. Today we have quite a lot to go through. We have some brand new people that have just joined the island, the team here. We're going to meet with the executive chef. We're going to meet with Natalia, who is our new events coordinator. We have brought in a new room manager for the restaurant. You're going to meet with Carlos on all the events that have taken place. And of course, we'll have Carrie from the spa, who's going to tell us about the opening of the biostation. It is now officially opened. But what I do want to talk about just for a few moments is what's going on with Omicron, the variant. As you know, we have testing in the island 3 days a week. Starting next week, it'll go down to 2 days a week. And then in February, we'll be doing it 1 day a month, or 1 day a week, I'm sorry. We have had a tremendous response. I believe the first week we had it open, we had over 700 tests done. And we did that because we feel it's so important that you stay safe on the island. It's something that's probably the most critical component of what we're trying to do on our island right now. And you have to be a little patient because every day is a new day for us. We have to open restaurants. We had to close our restaurant for a few days. It was very sad that we had to do it, but we literally had lost almost 60% of our staff in 1 week. And in doing that, we didn't feel it was safe or fair to put everyone in the dining room at the same time. So I do apologize if we had to go through New Year's without the room open, but it was for the safety of our staff and you, the entire island. We have implemented back mandatory masks for all of our staff throughout the island. We have implemented more of a separation wherever possible. The restaurant is now open. We're increasing outdoor dining. As you're going to hear later, the spa is going to have more bike classes outside now to help with that, with the fresh air. So we ask you to be patient. The food and beverage department has gone through a tremendous transition. We changed food and beverage directors, brought in an executive chef, all in the middle of the pandemic, all in the middle of the season, and all in the middle of the busiest time that we can experience. So if you just give them a little patience and a little time, I think you will start to see a big change going on. There are new menus in the works now. There are new operational changes that are going to be done, new hours of operation, new events downstairs. We're getting ready, as you know, to start some of the most exciting renovation and construction on our island. As you do know, we will be breaking ground and starting construction on this project, the Island Club, pool, etc., sometime around May, June, July of this year. We will be breaking ground and opening up and redoing our deli, our offices, our tennis pro shop, starting that also in April and May. So it's going to be a very exciting year. There'll be some challenges coming in, but we ask for your patience. We will do everything possible to make sure that all operations, as best as possible, can remain open for this period of time. But this time next year, I think you will be looking at one of the most amazing changes of the architectural setting of our island, with the new pool, the new snack bar, the new clubhouse, the new dining facilities, all because we want to make sure we stay up to date with everything we're doing. Now, on a very exciting note, the city has put together what's called Freebie. And Freebie is almost like a free Uber service for all the residents of Aventura. And what it means is that you can call, you take an app, and you just hit your little button, and within a few moments, you'll have a car come to your door, pick you up, totally free of charge. There will be cars, there will be vans, there will be buses, and they're all electric. But the city felt that this is something which will alleviate traffic in the community, and it's a beautiful enhancement for the residents of the city. So this is fully funded. We've actually earmarked over $1 million in expenditures to make sure that the residents have this service. And today, I'm very excited to say you're going to see firsthand all of these vehicles. And good afternoon. Welcome again to Williams Island TV. And I don't think we need much of an introduction for this gentleman. Carlos runs our tennis operation, and he's tennis pro, tennis expertise, wine expert, and what else can we say about you, Carlos? Pickleball expert now, and a little of everything else. I know we have a lot going on. Tell us about the Battle of the Buildings, because I think the battle started before the Battle of the Buildings started.
Yeah. So yeah, we have meetings. We have had meetings with. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning.
Good morning.
We have had meetings with the team captains for the upcoming Battle of the Buildings tennis event, and it's been fun, but it's been also quite challenging. The captains are all happy to be running the teams. They're in charge of recruiting players. We're trying to decide who's eligible to play for their building, and we have set up some rules, but everything, all in all, it's going really well. Battle of Buildings could be held January 30th, which is a Sunday, so we only have a couple more weeks to go, and everybody's very excited. Of course, we're going to invite people that not just are playing on the tennis courts for their team, but we're going to invite the whole island. Everybody's welcome to play. To come and watch, even if you're not playing. All you have to do is call the tennis shop and let us know you're coming. If you want to stay for lunch, we'll sign you up.
But I understand that one of the issues I think we had a problem with, and I'm sure you'll clarify it, was who's eligible to play.
Correct.
And the understanding is, obviously, if you're a resident and you own the unit, you're more than welcome to play and you're eligible. But guests are not eligible to play in the tournament. Is that correct?
Guests are not eligible to play in the tournament, correct. Just like if you're a resident of the 7,000 building, for instance, you cannot play for another building. If you're a guest of a member staying at any of the buildings, you cannot play in the
so this
tournament.
is only for residents only, because I know some people have called to ask that question, but we wanted to make sure that was correct.
Only for resident members.
Yeah. How many people do you think you're going to have signed up for this?
Well, we have created rosters of 12 people per team. We're going to have 4 lines, which means 8 players will play, and then we'll have 4 more on standby. The beauty of this event is that with the 4 rounds that we're going to have of tennis, they can rotate players from one round to the next round. So you'll have 4 rounds where captains can take players out, put players in. And obviously, we're going to have finals. I'm sure that the captains would be smart to put the best players in the finals.
Great. So that's the 30th.
That's the 30th. So this season, this year, we have plenty of tennis events and tennis activities for all our tennis members. The one thing I haven't mentioned is, and I didn't put it on my list, is we are starting a beginners clinic for the new tennis players. So you don't have to be a beginner tennis player. Beginner tennis players somewhat of 2.5 to 3.0. This is a clinic for people that haven't played tennis for a long time or never played tennis before, and they want to come to this clinic. It's a commitment of 6 sessions for this clinic, and it starts January 21st.
Carlos, I know some evenings I'm there at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I hear music playing, I hear excitement on the courts, and there may be 8 or 10 people on the court. There's 2 at front, they get a ball, then they leave, and 2 more. What is that?
So, this is our famous live ball clinic that we started last year.
That's what that is.
Remember we were talking about it?
Yes.
Now, this event has become so popular, Bob. This is unreal. We allow 18 players on 3 courts, maximum 6 players per court. But the wait list on this event is amazing. So we have about 10 to 20 people on the wait list. Because of that kind of demand for this event, we are going to create or start another day with live ball. So we're thinking maybe Monday afternoon we'll have a session of live ball, and we'll keep the one that we have on Wednesday at 6 o'clock to allow these players that are on the wait list all the time to be able to plug in and play.
So what is it? It's like a clinic, so to speak,
It's a clinic, but it's a different clinic than all the other teaching clinics, because this is a doubles clinic where you're only playing points. You're playing doubles the whole time. The instructors are there feeding the balls and giving you feedback. So you're only playing doubles king of the court. So it's challenging, it's aerobic, it's fun. So come on over and try it. And it's grown
amazing.
so much that we have to.
And it's absolutely amazing what
we have to create 2 days now of live ball clinic because of this success.
Yeah, and the music is playing. It's almost like an event.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
that is wonderful.
So that's another thing that we had success with. Moving forward, we have started the latest intra-club league matches. We started last Thursday. We have about 70 ladies signed up, and we're having the matches every Thursday at 10 a.m. So we created the teams. We have our draft party the other night, Thursday night actually. We had our ladies team draft party. Some of the ladies came and had drinks and some light bites. We started yesterday, something like meet and greet, and then next week on Thursday we're going to start the tennis matches.
Now let me ask you about the ladies, because I know in the past there's been some question as to who's qualified to play, what ranking they would have, A, B, C, whatever the seeding is. Have you worked out that problem? Because I know in the past there were some issues that some people felt they couldn't get onto the ladies' league because of this.
Correct. So now everybody's welcome. All levels are welcome, and all members are welcome. We created a league where anybody at any level can play. If you decide to play, great. If you don't decide to play and you want to have your own game, that's fine too. But we want to welcome everybody from every level in any diversity group.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
So that was a successful. It started off really great, and so hopefully it'll continue. There's always things that happen throughout the course of the time that we're going to be running this program, because people don't want to play, people want to play, people don't want to play with such and such, they don't want to play in number 3. So it's always things like that happen with the ladies leagues. But we'll work it out.
Great. And did you work out there was some issues with the reservation system and getting the numbers in and people calling in to get the reservation? Has that been worked out now?
So we're switching to a new reservation system pretty soon, you know
Okay.
that. So far we're staying with Club Essentials. And so we worked out some issues where if you were reserving a tennis court and you walk away from it not knowing, thinking that you were going to get an hour and a half, that was the issue, I think.
Okay.
We worked it so it's a default of 90 minutes as opposed to 30 minutes.
Gotcha.
Because the glitch was that the system was giving you sometimes 30 minutes and you would walk away from the reservation thinking it was 90 minutes, but it was 30 minutes.
Okay.
So now my staff is looking at every reservation every morning so we don't have any issues like that.
So if I put in the wrong one, they would correct it?
So if you put something wrong that we see something wrong with the reservation, we'll call you right away.
Gotcha.
And we'll let you know and we'll try to fix it from our end.
Because one of the complaints we heard, and it wasn't a complaint, it was a comment, that if 2 people are on the line at the same time trying to book a time, one got kicked off or whatever the case was.
Yeah. So the system that we have, which is Club Essentials right now, allows 2 parties to click on the same court at the same time. And whoever finishes the reservation first gets the court, and the other party gets bumped to another court, providing there's another court available. If there's no other court available, it'll kick you out and throw you to another time later or earlier.
Okay.
And we've spoken to Club Essentials, and there's nothing they can do about that glitch.
But we're changing the system.
We're changing the system. We're going to a new reservation system called Jonas. And also, like every software system, is not perfect. They have things that they cannot work with us, things that are better. But, we'll try to do the best
That's
we
great.
can.
Good.
So we're looking forward to it.
Okay. And what else do you have coming up?
So
I know there's more.
Besides the Battle of the Buildings and besides the ladies doubles intra-club league, we have our last inter-club match against Fisher Island. We went to Fisher Island last month and we played there. Now they're coming to visit us, and we're playing here February 6th. Now this event is an invitational tennis event. It's not open for everybody, strictly invitational. And the criteria that we base these invitations are on: you must have played in a league, you must have played in the club championships, you must have played in the Fast Four doubles or the super tie break tournament that we had in the past. Based on this, we're going to be able to decide whether you can play in these inter-club matches. So it's not like, oh, I played in the Sweetheart doubles tennis event last year. That doesn't qualify you to play in the inter-club match because that doesn't give you a ranking. Those events that I just mentioned pretty much give you a ranking of where you are so we can invite you. So talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and mention that at the same time we're doing this, we're going to follow that with the club championships. Club championships is what you want to participate in order to qualify for these types of inter-club matches. When we go to Boca and we play the different clubs over there, or when they come here and play against us, sign up for the club championships, which start in March. The first weekend of March is singles. The second weekend of March is the men's and doubles tournament. And then the third weekend of March is the mixed doubles. The entry brochures are in the Tennis Pro shops ready to go. So
good.
Don't procrastinate. Sign up. Play in the club championships. It's a lot of fun. It's competitive, right? It's competitive, but it's also a lot of fun. And if you want to qualify for any of these tournaments, you must play in the club championship. So this is your opportunity to do that.
Great.
And I skipped the pickleball tournament. Pickleball is growing up. It's growing here in Williams Island, Bob. You and I know that this is here to stay.
Oh yeah.
And I'm 100% behind pickleball, as you know. And we have some tough challenges, right? Right now we have pickleball on one tennis court, on court 7. We've designated 4 courts there with 4 pickleball nets, and we now created more open play times for the pickleball players. Besides the Tuesday, the Friday, and the Saturday, we open Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday for open play from 12 to 2. So if you want to come to pickleball open play, no need to sign up. Come from 12 to 2 on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The other open times are Tuesday from 10 to 12, Friday from 10 to 12, and also Saturday from 10 to 12. So there are plenty of times to play pickleball. And if you can't play on the you don't want to come to the open play, or you don't want, or you can because you have something going on, you can always call the Tennis Pro Shop and make a reservation for the pickleball courts.
Gotcha.
It's 4 pickleball courts, and with the new system, you're going to be able to reserve the pickleball courts just like you reserve a tennis court. That's the beauty of this new.
So do you think we need more pickleball courts?
I don't think so. I know so.
You know so.
I know so. This is here to stay. It's going to grow.
And we are looking into that right now. We are. That's one of the priorities we're looking into, finding out where we can put further tennis courts or pickleball courts, because we do need it. I know you're right.
We gotta follow the trend. All the clubs in Boca are putting pickleball. It's growing. It's huge. There's a big demand for that. It's the fastest growing sport in the United States.
How many people do you figure we have here that play now?
Well, I had a list of 90 players.
Wow, 90.
90 players.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's my pickleball list. This is in season. In off season, which is in the summer, obviously we don't have as many players.
And you
playing.
probably have what, about 300-400 tennis players?
About that.
So 25%
Yeah.
of pickleball players.
What do you think of that?
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I would have
And it's
never
gonna
realized
grow.
it.
Once we move on and build official pickleball courts, which is probably the future of Williams Island, have both tennis and pickleball, be well known for having the best facility in the country. You know, right now we have the best tennis facility in the country for tennis. We have 16 beautiful tennis courts. 3 of those are hydro courts. We have a hard court. We have a ball machine on the hard court. We have pickleball. We have juniors. We have all kinds of activities here for all the members. I mean, people that live here, they live in paradise. There's nothing that they don't have here if you're a tennis player.
Isn't that wonderful?
Tennis Pro Shop is
Well,
unbelievable.
look what you've done for it. You've built the program, and you have a lot to be proud of.
It's been a long time, Bob. You know, when I came here, you know, if you look back, there was nothing going on, very little.
I know.
And now we have all kinds of things. It's exploded. It's exploded. But it's thank to the members that live here. Thank the residents for being the people that are making it grow. Not just me. I'm just a vehicle. You know, a vehicle for the members.
But you're an important vehicle. You coordinate the whole thing. But I understand you're getting some input. And one of the things we are looking into, the applications went out for those people that want to be on various committees on Williams Island. One of the committees that we have created this year is tennis. So please make sure you get your applications into Esther in the office if you want to be on the tennis committee. I can't promise you how many will be on it or if you're going to get on, but number one, we'd like you to be a tennis player. We'd like you to be a participant of the club, obviously, that uses the facility, so you have an understanding of the issues that we have here, how to make it better. This is an advisory position.
Correct.
But I think we've grown to the point where it's a very important committee to establish, because it'll help you in getting input from the committee who represents the island and the residents, and it'll avoid a lot of the individual comments to you. It'll come to you as one solid meeting. You hear everything, but please get your applications in because it's very important. We will be selecting committees the 1st of February.
Great.
And that'll help.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Carlos, I can't thank you enough, as you know, and welcome.
It's-
Keep it up. I mean, what you're doing, it speaks for itself.
It's not just me. Remember, we
I
have
know.
to give the credit to our members, to our residents. They're the ones that are making my program successful. Without their participation, we wouldn't have anything.
Well, we thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Stay well.
Thank you.
And good afternoon, and welcome again. And of course, we have Ms. Carey. You know, I have to tell you, you always make me feel bad when you come on, and I'll tell you the reason. Because you stand up so straight, and you sit up with such great posture, and I want to just relax and take it easy, but I feel terrible that you have this
'Cause you're
great
lounging?
posture. Yeah, I'm relaxing and lounging, and all I can hear her saying is, I wish he'd sit up straight. But anyway, that's the Pilates. That's the Pilates. Anyway, welcome today. Yeah, I know you have a lot to talk about. Let's start with the bio station, because obviously it's open now.
It's
and
open.
Yes,
it's
so
open.
tell us about it.
It's open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 4. They are staffed. They're ready to take you in, do a consultation. They have some specials running to, you know, help the process and introduce you and take you on a tour. They're doing B12 specials on Wednesdays. So if you wanted to do a B12 shot, I think they're $5.
Really?
So they're definitely up and running. They have this flyer out. It's front and back. You can also go to williamsislandmember.thebiostation.com, and it has everything there. So that is a member site for the Biostation. You can put in your email, and they'll contact you, and so they're ready. Yeah.
So if somebody wants a consultation, obviously it's a free consultation. What do? They call the Biostation directly, or do they book it through you?
Yeah, no, everything is through the Biostation. So they have their own phone number, which I guess we could post on the bottom of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you call them directly, and you make an appointment. You can even walk in sometimes if they're not busy. You can walk in, and they'll take you through each of the rooms. There's 4 rooms. They have an IV room. They have a consultation room. They have a blood draw area to do a blood panel. So, and they're just super. They're really nice, very positive. They're here to make you feel better.
And I think it's important. We've had a lot of people that have asked us and questioned regarding our liability for something like this, what they will be doing, who oversees it, et cetera. And it's important you all understand, aside from the fact, obviously, there's insurance, et cetera, they are watched over. They have a doctor, medical doctor, heart specialist, as a matter of fact, who oversees the whole operation. There's nurse practitioners that are there all the time doing all of this. So this is a very professionally run, medically supervised program. It is not part of Williams Island. We just have worked out something so they have the space with the island, but it's an amazing amenity because it goes along with what we do here. Health and fitness is such, longevity is such an important component of life today.
Absolutely. Everyone that is downstairs inside of the Biostation has a medical license, definitely overseen by Dr. Bloom and a handful of others that are medical doctors. Extremely professional, all about living your life to the fullest and the optimal, I think is their word. So whatever you're looking for to feel better, whether it's weight loss or just more energy or what have you, you can go down, you can talk to them, get a consultation, and they'll direct you in the right way.
And as we talked about, before we brought them on, I went to visit with Carrie some of the locations, and I will tell you it's probably one of the most professionally run operations we've seen. And longevity and health and fitness is so much a part of life today that I think if nothing else, it's worth going there and getting a consultation. Whatever happens thereafter is up to you and the Biostation. And you don't have to, if you go on their programs, my understanding is you don't have to go every day, you don't have to go every week. They put you on a program where I guess you take stuff at home or do whatever it is, and then they just have a follow-up program.
Right, everything can be done at home. The only thing that can't be is a blood draw, but they could even come to your home and do a blood draw.
That's what I thought,
if you wanted to. If you're going to do IV therapy, then you would come into the Biostation and actually do that. But the rest of it is pretty much, they'll mail it to your home, whatever the program is that they want for you. And very few things are actually done inside.
Yeah.
So sometimes it might look quiet, but actually there's a lot going on.
The other thing is, and Carrie loves to spend money, by the way. She does. She's probably one of our chief best spenders of money on our financial budget. So anytime you want to know why we're spending too much money, we have to go to Carrie. However, that being said, it's always good and is always stuff that we use, and it always enhances the experience when you get to the spa. And I kid with Carrie about it, but I am a firm believer that everything she's done so far has been proven to be right. So I understand you just spent a lot of money on a lot of new things coming in. So why don't you tell us what you just bought us?
Okay. So
I think Christmas came to Williams Island.
It did, and it's much appreciated. So the one thing that we try to do as a team at the spa, whether it's in the fitness or the wellness program, is stay on point and ahead of trends, not behind. We never want to be behind. We always want to be the leaders. So updating our fitness equipment is part of that process. So the board approved some new strength equipment, So our whole selectorized line is going to change to matrix. We are getting a hip thrust machine, which many of the female persuasion, especially on this island, will absolutely love. It's called the Booty Builder, but it's done in a much safer manner than having an Olympic bar over your hip with plates on the side, etc. It's a very popular exercise and is actually a very effective exercise for all ages. And having this machine will allow us to use that exercise for a much larger demographic because the machine is much safer.
But this is for both men and women as well.
Oh yes, absolutely. But you
Okay.
see women, because women always want to work on their backside.
Okay.
And it is very effective. So that'll be.
And
coming
I need
in.
that kind of help, by the way, so I should try this
You know,
machine.
a lot of men do actually. Yes, a lot
Oh.
of men do. So maybe it'll flip to the other side.
So when we see everybody walking around with cute booties, we'll understand they've been using your equipment.
Exactly. Yes, I'll take full credit. So one transition some of you might see when you come to the gym is that we will have a little bit less cardio equipment because the trend is inside of the weight room. It's for strengthening. The trend is definitely to build muscle, to be functional, to be independently strong. So cardio, a lot of people are outside, they're doing tennis and so forth, so our cardio machines are not being utilized as they used to be. So we're
Interesting.
changing it, we're pulling in a little bit more strength equipment and losing about three different cardio machines that are just not utilized. So in reality, you shouldn't be short because most people aren't doing that. So it's very exciting, very exciting. And we're updating, having said that, we're updating some of our cardio equipment as well. Some of our recumbent bikes, some of the more Peloton style bikes we'll have inside of the gym. And our seated octane ellipticals they've made a much better model, safer model to get in and out of. And so those will be first to arrive in just a couple of weeks.
And I understand one of the things we are working on now is we're looking to do a spa refresh sometime
Yes.
the next year. And
Yes.
you know, after it's been 6-7 years since we built the spa or redid it, and it's time to upgrade it and update it again. So that's one of the things we will be looking into, doing the whole new lobby entrance, new desk, going
Right.
downstairs, getting into the locker rooms, the wet areas. And I know you're going to be very much a part of that, of course.
Very excited about that.
But yeah, but I
yes.
think it's time we have to maintain the quality and based on the uses that you give it and what you've done.
Yeah.
Now, I was asked a question about the bikes. You used to have classes outdoors.
We still do.
And that's what I wanted to find out, because
Yeah.
some of the people with COVID and everything prefer to do that kind of class outdoors, and you do have it.
We do. We have two, as of right now, 7 a.m. classes on Monday and Friday outdoors, and we're adding 2 more
Okay,
at prime time hours at
Great.
9 o'clock, I think. Also on Monday and Friday, so the bikes can just be left because it does take a toll on our bikes, the moving in and out all the way through these last 2 years. We're happy to do it, but it has cost a lot to maintain them. So we're trying to do it on the same days that we're already outside, take advantage, keep them outside, have another class, and hopefully, I know the members will love it. The weather is
yeah,
so
we've had a lot of
beautiful.
requests for it, and especially this time of the year.
Yeah.
And
yes.
with COVID, they'd rather be outdoors doing cardio because they
Sure.
can't wear masks. It's very difficult.
Right, right.
Tell me a little bit about the protocols that you have going on in the spa for this unfortunate incident.
So you walk in with a mask, and then once you get to your area, you can choose to take it off or keep the mask on. And employees have the masks on the entire time, except unless they're teaching a high intensity class and they're vaccinated, then they can also take their mask on during that time. But any other time, the employees are masked. Along with the independent contractors, upstairs, downstairs, inside of the massages or facials.
And
as
I
well.
understand 95% of all our people are vaccinated also as well, from what I've been told.
I feel like most people have been.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, and we don't know,
But it's funny. There are a number of members who choose to keep their masks on the entire time. Everyone has their own comfort level, and I think as long as we're all respectful of each other, we'll make it through this.
Well,
time.
and that's something we've discussed at the board level. One of the issues that we've been talking about is different things, is making it mandatory to show proof of vaccination, mandatory to wear masks, but it's hard to do stuff like that. Because very honestly, we have to have a certain amount of trust factor that goes into it. And if the staff is vaccinated or not, at least they're wearing the masks. But we have chosen not to. Legally, we have a problem. We really can't say you have to show us your vaccination card before you walk in.
Right.
But
right.
that being said, I know everyone's been careful. And I think the residents, for all intents and purposes, have been very observant about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And some choose to come in at a less crowded time, so maybe between 12 and 4. They choose to do their workout at that time, so there's less people. I mean, everyone's kind of found their way to deal with this.
I know it's not far, it is far away, but it's not far away, the summer program. Are you
Yes.
planning to do a summer program again this year?
I would like to do some kind of a summer program. We haven't decided exactly what it is, and a lot depends on the state of this building that we're in. We'll definitely do a swim program. That's our most popular program. Right now it's going full bore, so we're really happy about that.
Great.
So I guess maybe by February we'll
make some decisions.
Yeah, we'll know.
Well,
Yep.
sounds like you're a little busy over there.
Yes, we're busy. We
That's
like
great.
being busy.
Well, again, what can we say about Carrie? That I'm allowed to say. No, but anyway, I thank you. As always, what you do over there, we are blessed with an amazing team of people in all our departments. I mean, it's just the energy and the excitement. I mean, to see people get up every day and go to work, and they're here for us.
Right.
They make our life, like Carlos said, paradise.
Right, right. We have a great staff, and we have residents that really appreciate the effort.
They do, and they do appreciate you, and the board does too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To me, the most fun of doing this TV show, because we get to meet people that are new to the island, new to our team, and we're quite lucky and fortunate that we have been able to bring together some of the best and the finest in all the categories that we have on the island. And one of the most important areas, obviously, is the food and beverage department. And recently, we've brought Kanad in as our food and beverage director, hospitality. But without someone in that kitchen, someone that's going to run that kitchen, run the chefs, keep things going, put the menus together, it sort of isn't a complete team. And one of the first things Kanad did when he came here is he recognized the fact that we needed an executive chef. And that's who I want to introduce. We have now Anthony Lepop, one of the finest executive chefs. You come to us from the Ritz-Carlton chain, I understand?
Yes, from the Ritz-Carlton.
So I'd love you to introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us a little about yourself and where you came from. And how does one become an executive chef is what I think most people would love to hear.
All right. I started my career, I would say now 30 years ago, around 30 years ago. I graduated from school. I'm actually from France, originally from France, and I traveled all around the world. Started in England and then went back to a few places in France, worked in a Michelin star restaurant and move on. I started with Disney. I wanted to travel the world. I moved and I started with Disney Cruise Line in '98. I did the opening for the cruise line and I worked as a sous chef over there. And then after that, I opened the Paris, Las Vegas. I was there as a J1. I was 20-something years old, 28, I think. And my venture moved on to different countries. I went to Brazil, Kuwait. People asked me why I was going to Kuwait. I said I was actually working in the Italian restaurant for a French chef. People were always asking the question, why you want to work in an Italian restaurant. But I wanted to see different cuisine, different way of doing things, so that's why.
Well, I imagine traveling around like
Right.
you've done, you get a taste for all these flavors of different countries.
Correct. So I don't usually only cook French food. Obviously it's the basic for me, but I can work around with Asian food. I love Thai food. I cook a lot of Latin food. The last two restaurants that I worked with were more Latin, so Peruvian, more Argentinian as well, food. So that's mostly what I've been doing for the last 5 years probably, yeah.
So let me ask you, you come here, and obviously this is a club atmosphere.
Right.
So unlike a hotel where every 4 or 5 days there's a new group of people that come in, you get married to 2,000 families, and they're here all the time.
Right.
How do you keep the menu exciting? What do you, when you come in, you analyze the kitchen, you look at the menu, you look at
That's
the
what
demographics, and then what do you do with that menu? How do you decide what to do with it now?
We just started on Monday. We added a Mediterranean menu, so to actually trying to introduce a little bit the flair that I want to bring in as well to with some of the popular nights that we already have. I'm not going to touch that.
No.
The lobster, for example, there's a demand for it, so I'm not going to touch that. But I want also from the member to let me know what they want to have on the menu. Before I start doing any changes, I want to know and be familiar with everybody and familiar with what they like to have on the menu as well. And then when this is ready, then I'm bringing some different theme. We'll probably do some grill when it comes to April, May, maybe in those area we do some grill outside and next to the tennis court and have a lot of fun. Basically, that's what I want. I want to come here and have fun.
Because it's interesting, because somebody said to me once, somebody with as great expertise as you have, being a great chef from all over the world, you come to a restaurant where pretty much the menu itself has to be set up for the masses. Can't be too much of a gourmet, because obviously we have to cover a lot of demographics and different variables of the people.
Right.
But at the same token, you do have the ability to have specialty nights and creativity nights and do all kinds of things. So it keeps you excited about what you're doing, I'm sure.
And I've been doing this in the past as well, yes. I've been doing, I work on cruise ship, and it's the same thing as working here. You change menu every day, and lunch and dinner, so those kind of things. And we do high volume. I was working in a cruise ship, and we were doing, how do you say that? We were doing fine dining on the restaurant, and we were changing menus every day. So every day you have completely different prep, completely different atmosphere as well in a restaurant. So I'm already familiar with all this.
Somebody once asked me, I have to have a restaurant, so they asked me, how do you, as a chef, not me, how do you balance food cost with the excitement of something special to serve to the people? Because obviously we have to maintain a food cost, we have a budget, et cetera, but at the same token, you have to, within the confines of that budget, create something spectacular. How do you balance this?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, especially right now with a lot of price increase happened in the industry since COVID and everything. So some of the items and some of the chefs look at it and say, oh, I should not be buying any lobster because it's way too expensive. But you need to give value to the people that come to eat anyway. Sometimes you could just make simple. Doesn't mean, for me, a dish doesn't mean it has to be complicated. And too many steps when you cook the food will not make it the best. Doesn't mean because you have 5 different items is perfect for me. When you have 10 items for one dish, it's probably too much.
Yeah.
Because that means you play too much already with the food. So keep it simple. That's what I say. And we.
Have you found, because of the supply chain problems that we're experiencing, you're having trouble getting food?
We do. Yes.
You are?
We do. We do anything, paper supply or any food item.
I was going to say, because I'm hearing that a lot of restaurants can't get certain foods or certain meats or certain chickens, whatever the items are, vegetables, which is kind of hard to imagine in this world that we live in, that there's a shortage.
There is a shortage, and
now, does this affect the price and cost of these things?
Right, and a lot of it is because the people are short-staffed, and they have a problem getting a driver to come to us, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Like key lime pie, we had an issue with getting graham crumbs, just to make the shell for the key lime pie, and for moth. Not being able to do that. We were buying. Also, the bizarre thing is to me is when you ask big distributor, they can't find those items, but when you go in the supermarket, you can find them.
They were all over that, yeah.
So there's something I have a hard time to understand as well. But
well, I won't keep you because I know you have to go back and make dinner. But I want to thank you and welcome you We want to welcome Chef Anthony. You'll be here. I'm sure you'll be seen on the floor visiting the restaurant and visiting our customers.
Yes.
But we welcome you, and we're
Thank you.
thrilled to have you here. And I'm thrilled that
My pleasure
Kanat
to
was
be
able
here.
to get you to come join us. And I thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, the best part of the show is we get to meet more new people that are here with us. And Natalia has joined us from, again, the Ritz-Carlton chain. Probably has, I call her the chief of our cruise ship, because she's the one that has to keep 5,000 people happy. And that is not an easy job. Natalia is our events manager, events coordinator. She's the one that has to make sure that all the events come off on time, they're done properly, they come within budget, and she has to control all these other people that want to spend money and do and whatever, and you have to control them all. So she's like our cruise director, I guess, for a better experience than that, better word. Welcome, Natalia. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure. I know you've been here a few weeks. We've been trying to get you on, but you're so busy. So tell us a little about you and what you've done and what you do here.
So I've been in hospitality for about 13 years or so, doing events for about 6. Within hospitality, the Ritz-Carlton chain here in South Florida, North Carolina for a bit of time as well, and finally now here. We have lots of events coming up, so just hitting the ground running and just making sure we're ready for all the shows that we have kicking off this weekend.
It is amazing. And in spite of, well, first of all, you have to be flexible right now because we had an entire month of January planned. And then, of course, we had to cancel so many things because of COVID.
Yes.
But tell us a little about what is coming up.
So for the bigger events that we do have coming up, we have Rita Rudner on February 17th, so we're excited about that, our first big event that we finally have that we're hosting. Something interesting, we have Clint Holmes coming up on February 28th that will be off property at the Aventura Cultural Arts Center, if I'm not mistaken. And then Donna Summers, I know that we had to push that back, but we have Donna Summers coming up on March 7th. So big stuff coming up. Rita Rudner and Donna Summers, you can actually sign up on it on the website, so you can already RSVP for those 2 events.
Now, I understand that for the Clint Holmes show, because it is at the Aventura Theater, we will be handling we'll be having some sort of transportation for it.
Yes.
But I believe Kanat is trying to work out where we have a dinner theater program where they have dinner first.
Yes.
And then they go to the show. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so that's what we're trying to verify the details before we post that. That's why you won't see it on the calendar just yet, because we want to make sure we're advertising correctly as far as what the sequence of events, where are we going to meet up, if it is going to be here at the clubhouse after a reception or not. So we're just working out those details.
Yeah, and for those of you who haven't been to the theater, it's a magnificent venue. They have all the lighting, the sound, the dressing rooms, but the theater itself is beautiful. It's intimate. It's about 375 seats, but it has great facilities. So I think the people here, and something of this kind of show, will enjoy it because Clint Holmes comes from Vegas. For those that you don't know, he was probably the longest running star in Las Vegas for so long. And I think you'll all enjoy what he's going to bring to the table. I understand you're looking to you're going to have some lecture series coming in, some other off-property programs. In the next few months, what other things will you be looking into?
I know that we had some things that we're trying to still work as far as postponing, like the series of the lecture that we had, for example, for the bigger events. And then holidays, things like that, trying to make sure we emphasize on anything coming up, making sure we touch point on those things as well, working out the details. So before advertising, we want to make sure at least we give you the right details so that way you can plan accordingly as well. So I would always recommend definitely make sure to look at the calendar of events because that's going to give you all the most up-to-date information. If we have flyers for it, we'll connect with the marketing team, make sure we're marketing everything. So that way we make sure we give everyone enough time to plan for it.
Now, when we just did a survey, and one of the biggest issues was communication. And what's wonderful is they found that the flyers were very good, the email blasts were very good, things of that sort were good.
Yes.
So in terms of that, you obviously have to work very closely with the building managers. How do you communicate and what can we do to ensure that people know what's going on here? Because one big thing we always hear is, I wish I would have known.
Exactly. Communication, that's going to be the biggest piece. So for me, it's making sure we touch all those points, whether it's making sure the marketing is already on the calendar, for example, because we look at it internally as well as all the members can see that. If we can create flyers, that's going to give more information and further details as well. Connecting with the marketing team, making sure we have that delivered to the buildings. Concierge are great to let us know they've run out of flyers. They need more flyers because they're already getting utilized so much. So that's great because we know that it's being promoted well. So all those little touch points and the email blast as well. So we utilize different ways as far as making sure that people are getting that notification.
And how do people reach you to find out what's going on? Is there, I guess we could put a phone number on the website so people know how to find you and reach you, because obviously we need someone that does a contact point.
Absolutely, yeah. So the landline is at 305-466-4711, which was Phoebe's old number.
Okay.
And then that would be just anything events related that I can help out with. And then if not, we also have the reservations email, which is just another way to navigate overall reservations, unless it's something, again, for the bigger events that we need to make sure we coordinate, or any event inquiries, which I can have that somehow. Maybe we connect with marketing to be able to have that sent out, so that way anyone interested in having information can go ahead and already connect with me what it is that they're looking for, and I can give them that information.
That's great. Well, listening to you, you obviously have experience doing this. You don't need a script.
Yeah.
We welcome you here, and I can't tell you how much we're thrilled to have you, because it's wonderful to have such a professional team. I know Kanat's not easy to deal with because he's all over the place, busy running around, doing all these wonderful things for us, and every day he comes up with a new event that we have to do, and you have to coordinate with him. But I'm thrilled that he was able to steal you away and bring you to us, because together I think you make a phenomenal team.
Yes,
and I
I'm
thank you
looking
so
forward.
much for being part of our team.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. And welcome back. We've had a chance to interview some of the people that are joining our team. This is a sad, bittersweet part of the interview, because we have to say goodbye to Steve, who's heading home to be with his family and to move on to greener pastures. He decided it's time to go back home and spend a little bit of time with his family. As you all may not know, Steve sacrificed almost 6 years spending time with us, putting us together, working with us, and doing amazing things at the expense of being apart from his family. And on occasion we allowed him to go home, but the problem was, I'm not sure going home was much fun, because he had his honey-do list when he would go home.
Always.
And he would call me on the phone after 3 days and say, call me and tell me you need me back there. But on a serious note, it is a bittersweet moment, because Steve and I not only have worked together closely for these 6 years, but we've become very close friends. And we've developed a deep respect, mutual respect. We've had our moments, but I think as a team we've worked as well as any two people could have ever worked, and I don't think we could have gotten through pandemics and all the things that you don't have on your resume if it wasn't for teamwork. And for that I can't thank you enough, because you've been a special part of Williams Island. And I thought, how better fitting than to have you come on tonight, because this is your last day with us. But I know you're going to be down here. You'll always be part of us, and I know you're only a phone call away, which I intend to do. But please, in your words.
Oh, it's really here, right?
Yeah.
And it's, you were one of my first, because you were on, along with a couple of the current board members, on the search committee. Mm-hmm. And that's when I first met you, and then over 5 years, you're right. It's been an amazing partnership, an amazing relationship, and we've faced so many challenges positively together. And as far as moments are concerned, I was taught long ago, if you both think the same, one of you is unnecessary. So I think that's been one of the strengths of our relationship, that despite the challenges, despite the difference of opinions from time to time, we've maintained a respect and supported each other through these things. And quite honestly, as I watched the earlier interviews, I look at, the development of Carrie, into the amazing leader that she is. Food and beverage has been a challenge for us over the last 3 years, and we have a great leader now in Kanat, and we've added a chef, and we've got Natalie for catering and events. And the future is so bright. It's an exciting time for the club. Mm-hmm. But like everybody in the world, you have to evaluate what's first. And for me, it is family. And quite honestly, Bob, I consider you family. I mean, we've worked together so hard on so many things. We've been through so much. Mm-hmm. We know each other so much. You're not rid of me. I'm only a text or a phone call or an email away, And as you know, I have a thought or opinion on almost everything, and so
I've heard that.
You know, it's a good thing. But I'm looking forward to an extended honey-do list. We are blessed in that Morgan has graduated, and she's pursuing other things. So we're empty nesters, and you know, Kelly and I want to work on our relationship. And I don't know that the pastures will necessarily be greener, because I've been very blessed to be here, and we've accomplished a lot, and the club is in a great place to spring forward for the future, the upcoming projects. I mean, there's so many good things to talk about. So I don't know if the pastures are going to be greener. It's just I'm going to be closer to my life partner, the one that I love the most in the world, to move forward whatever it is that we're doing. And we're blessed that we have choices.
Yes.
You know, and you know, to the community, I just wish everybody the best. Stay healthy. We've done everything that we could do, you know, to provide a safe community, provide services. Be patient with the staff. We still have some challenges relative to labor shortages, and especially on food and beverage, and we're doing the best that we can. You know, and the members are certainly one of the greatest parts of this community. They appreciate and they show their appreciation what we do and what we try and do for them. But, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that in addition to you and the board, the staff have been amazing. I think the hardest part of the last 2 weeks has been having all the one-on-one conversations with people about life and about affecting, you know, our lives and the lives of the community. And it's been so humbling and so energizing for me at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but thank you to everyone for your support. And I want to thank even more so the directors. You know, you work with them, I work with them closely. You know, everything from this video to all of the things that have gone on across the island. I've seen so much growth in the directors over the last almost 6 years, and they are the heart and soul of what keeps this machine working day in and day out. And I am just humbled to have been able to work with such an inspirational group, such a dedicated group. I mean, they just live and think and breathe Williams Island. So it is melancholy for me. You know, I'm emotionally damaged but happy at the same time, if there is such a thing. But I have to tell you that Williams Island has been an important part of my life, and I think that I'm the one that's benefited the most because it's made me a better person.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Somebody once told me that the sign of a great man leaving a great position is that he didn't finish what he started. And usually people associate that with failure, but it's quite to the contrary. It's failure if you have completed what you started. And if you think about that, what it really can, without being too philosophical, if you start a project and you complete the project, now what? But if you never really complete everything you set out to do, then you leave something for the next person, the next generation, the next group coming in. But when we talked about all the things that are going on here today, and bringing in a new chef and bringing in a new events coordinator and Connaught with food and beverage, et cetera, et cetera, these are all things that were planned years ago. This didn't just happen today because you're leaving.
Yes.
It's happened because you were here as part of the plan to set forward. And you know, a lot of people don't realize that when pandemic hit 2 years ago and we went through a nightmare, Steve and I would work on my patio from home every single day figuring out, all right, now what do we do? How do we handle this? What do we do? Because there was no resume that told you how to do these things. There was nothing in the playbook. That being said, though, there was a period of time that Steve was thinking maybe that's the time he should go home and be with his family. But the fact that he stayed and he worked through probably the worst 2 years of any company's life, the world for that matter, to get us through this period, to get us to where we are so we can be talking to the Connaughts and the new people of the world on the island, that's a mark of, to me, a leader.
Well,
and somebody with integrity. That's really what it comes down to. And to me, there's not enough words I can say because I've worked with you and I understand there's a heart inside of you. And you know, I got to know that heart. But again, I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I mean, you've made me a better person because I used to be a crazy man. I used to write a letter and then the next morning say to myself, oh, did I really send that? And Steve said, write it.
We've all done it.
And the next morning we'll look at it, and if you really still want to send it, how many letters have we edited of each other? So we can go on and on about all this, but I think we've made each other better at what we do, and we prepare ourselves for the next chapter.
Yes.
And I know going home to your wife and your family, that is a chapter that there is nothing better than that.
There isn't, and we have grandchildren now too, and that makes it even more special, as anybody that has them will know. But I just want to rewind a little bit, and I want to thank you. I have the utmost and the deepest respect for you. It's funny, everybody should know that Bob makes a great cup of coffee. and one of our plans for the deli was, if we had staff to call out, is that Bob and I would man the Starbucks counter because of his skill on that.
Oh, yeah.
And so we made the best of it, but we made it a little bit of fun too.
We did.
But here again, your partnership and your support of taking care of the staff the way we did in the beginning when everybody was out really is what creates this culture that's so great around the island now, of commitment from the staff and loyalty from the staff, right? And so what's exciting to see is that the long-term employees, when you have the new people coming in, they are the ones that are moving forward that ongoing culture of hospitality and genuine care and service at Williams Island. And you're right, I'm proud of that, and I can't wait to come back and see this Island Club and the improvements over at the Island Grill Terrace area and everything else that we've set in motion, because I have to see them once they're completed and experience the change in the services and how the members are enjoying it. But Bob, thank you. Personally and professionally, I adore you. You're one of the best people that I've ever worked with. You're personally a good friend, and I will always love, care, and respect you.
Well, and you know the feeling is mutual. But I'll tell you what, we have a little gift that we decided to, to tell you about. Carrie, when she was with us today, told us about all this new equipment that she's putting on the air.
Yeah.
And one of the particular pieces in question was called the Booty Blaster.
Okay.
And I thought, as a gift, we're giving you a lifetime membership to the Booty Blaster.
Yeah, I
so
did.
You're always welcome.
You can't have one of these talks with Bob without a little bit of fun along the way, okay?
But a little levity always helps.
Yes,
but on a serious
absolutely.
note, it won't be the same without you, but I know you're going to be with us.
Thank you, and
we love
God
you,
bless, Bob.
And only the best for you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.